Guess I could lower this a little bit. Hold on a second. It's probably a little better. Okay, are we up and running? I don't know. I will say that I decided to do this live stream now because I'm out and about doing things, and there are a couple of things I wanted to address. This one kind of on the political military side. Hello, 2 Timothy 3. Thanks for letting me know I'm 5x5. Diane, hello. MJ, Walter, hello. I have not notified any of my mods because it's daytime. They're probably working. Number one. Number two, this is very spontaneous. So if they come on, I'll appreciate them being here, but we'll just go ahead on without them at this point, I think. Someone just blew up George. Yeah, I know. The Georgia Guidestones. You know, I really do hope that the people rise up. And that's kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about. I hope the people rise up. You know, they've made all these laws and these security systems to protect the wicked, evil cabal. And when I say cabal, I mean these corrupt, criminal leaders, supposedly, these politicians and these bureaucrats and these governments. It's what it's about protecting, not about protecting you. And I've talked about that before. And so they want to put this stuff out there and brag about it, and it's about time that the people start to rise up against it. And I'm hoping, I don't have a lot of faith in the American public as a whole. Certainly some people, maybe as much as a third, I don't know, will stand up and say no, and they're going to have to do it in some cases with some real aggressive action. At any case, what this does do on the Georgia Guidestones is finally bring, hopefully, some, well, a lot of attention on what those really are. Of course, I suspect the mainstream media will try to protect those who are in the NWO and trying to do all these terrible things to us, but we'll see what happens with it. Karen Carpenter, yeah, you've made it live. So anyway, we see what's going on in the Netherlands. Nitrogen, they're trying to slow down. Nitrogen has nothing to do with climate change or global warming. And the Dutch, but you see, it doesn't have to. They just have to have an excuse to shut down your food, your supplies, your fuel, indeed your very lives. And they'll use any reason they can. All of these politicians that are going along with this should be run out on a rail, tarred and feathered. In some cases, they need to be, if you know what I'm saying. Regardless, the people are starting to get upset. We see what's going on in Sri Lanka as well, and some other places. And the United States is way far behind, but this situation in Georgia was very encouraging in a lot of ways. The bottom line is that they're doing 21st century siege warfare against you, and they're cutting off your means of sustenance. That's what they're doing. And Schwab and Harari and all these guys anticipated that. They want you to get mad because then they're going to use their militaries and their secret police against you. So while I encourage you to be vociferous, at the same time, you also need to be very careful that you protect yourselves, okay? And I'll just put it that way. At some point in time, it's probably going to be where if our governors and our state legislatures and our counties will not stand up to protect us, then some other things will have to be done. But at any rate, I just wanted to bring up the fact that I know that's going on to caution you that things are going to get worse. We saw what they did with the shutdowns, and no, I don't think Trump is going to be a savior in 2024 if he gets in, which it looks like he probably will. But he's the one that helped to send us down this road, and all of you Trumpsters that think he's going to be your savior, he's not. Okay, he's going to turn on you and betray you again because that's his job. Do I like Biden? No, Biden's a lobotomized, stuffed shirt, and he's evil core. He always has been. A lot of information's come out about his assistance with his son Hunter on his business dealings, illicit business dealings, and some other things, drug deals, you know, all of that, prostitution, et cetera, bribery, blackmail, et cetera, all of that's there. And our DOJ will do nothing because the only people they're worried about are you. Now the wind's blowing here, and I apologize for that. Can you still hear me pretty well? I've tried to shield the camera so the mic won't pick up a lot of wind noise. So let me know if the wind gets bad where you can't hear me, all right? All right, well, let me jump from that. I understand what's going on. They're trying to take away our guns to protect ourselves. You know, all of these shootings are done by, if not MK Ultra type stuff. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. At least by organizations that are ignoring these warning signs. Supposedly these red flag laws, supposedly our intelligence agencies, our law enforcement agencies are out there to protect us, but they never catch these guys even though they're out there practically advertising what they're going to do. No, they come after you because you got mad at your neighbor and your neighbor calls on you and says that you're a threat to him, and they come and take away your guns for no reason. But see, that's what this is all about. It's Marxist, communist, Leninist, Stalinist, Maoist tactics. All right? And I know there's some people who don't like me to badmouth some of those, but tough luck. That's the way we're going to go. But frankly, the United States is worse than the Soviet Union was when we took the Soviet Union down. We're worse than they were at that point in time. I hope you understand that. Russia today, considering everything it's been through, its people are beautiful. They're actually wonderful folks. The government's actually better than ours. I am very impressed with the Lavrov. I'm very, very impressed with him. He's good, and I wish we had people of that caliber in our government, but not even Pompeo can come up to his level. We'd have to go back to people, you know, many, many presidencies ago to even come close to it. But at any rate, so I'll jump from that and go over to Ukraine, the Ukraine situation. Of course, our government, Biden and the EU, they're all trying to blame Russia for all the shortages. No, these shortages started long before this entire war in Ukraine started. We also know that Putin had warned for years that he was not going to stand for the military, the EU and NATO setting up shop in Ukraine. We knew that. And then the color revolution occurred, which was run by Soros and our State Department under Victoria Nuland and the CIA, and we did exactly opposite to what our promises were. And then the Western Ukrainians then started warring on the Eastern Ukrainians, killing people, innocent people just walking down the street, lobbing missiles, artillery and stuff, but you never hear about that in the news media. You have to go to other sources to find that. All they want to talk about are the Russians coming in and trying to clean up the mess that's going on there in the Donbass, etc. And I do believe that if Zelensky and the EU and the United States don't start realizing what's going on here, Putin will be required to go deep, deep, deep into Ukraine, if not the whole thing. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him a bit. The bad thing is a lot of innocent people are going to be hurt, and that includes the soldiers on both sides. Which brings up the next thing. Yeah, the live exercise of Pompeo, you call him. Well, anyway, I don't know if it's true. I've seen 2 of these now. I have not verified it, but it seems to have some impetus, some credibility. That the Ukrainian defense minister is now saying that they're going to conscript women to go fight. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been warning about this for a long time, both in the United States and in the Western democracies generally. This is a bad thing. They say, you know, we keep hearing Ukraine's winning, Ukraine's winning. Of course, that's on the MSM. The people that I've given you to follow, including myself, you know that we know that's not the case, that Russia is beating them severely, and that the Russians would kick NATO and NATO's ass and ours. But at any rate, the point is that this defense minister in Ukraine wouldn't be saying that they're getting ready to conscript women because they've lost so many men on the battlefield. He wouldn't have said that if they were winning. And to present the possibility of conscripting women and sending them into battle is not just hypocrisy and corruption and admitting that they're being defeated. It's criminal and it's corrupt. And more than anything, it's cowardice on the part of those leaders. They do not want to give up power, so they are willing to destroy the very lives of the women of their country that they should be protecting, not putting in the line of danger. But I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it. So be aware of that. I would encourage myself, if the Russians can't get this thing done quickly and thoroughly embarrass the United States and the EU and NATO, if they can't get it done quickly, then Zelensky and his cowardly, corrupt, criminal, sorry, I got to make sure this doesn't fall over, government there, they're going to kill all the women too. They're going to put them out there to have them go through this. This is evil. Governments are there to protect the lives of women and children. And it's only the cowardly, the corrupt, the criminal, and the evil that will take their women and put them out in danger like that. So I just thought I'd bring that up. It's extremely irritating and troubling to me, as you would probably guess because of the way that I've said, okay? Alrighty. I think that's all I wanted to bring up on the Ukraine, Russia, EU, NATO situation. It's going very badly for Ukraine. They're losing a lot of soldiers, a lot of materiel, equipment, and of course land. And again, you're not getting the truth in the mainstream media here. They're starting to talk about it a little bit, but what they want you to do is to keep throwing money, of course, with this, what? Zelensky just said he wants another $750 billion, almost $1 trillion. For what? So he can continue running his corrupt government. And so that the United States and EU and NATO corrupt politicians can continue to launder their money through Ukraine, through their NGOs and their humanitarian agencies, supposedly, and then pocketing that money. You know, Zelensky's got a multi-million-dollar place somewhere in Florida. Did you know that? Yeah. So there's a lot of wickedness going on. You need to make sure that you're vocally, you can use text if you want, or email or whatever, telling your congressmen and senators you don't want any part of this. We're done with it, and we're done with the crap going on in our country as well. And you can word anything else you want, just don't bring a target on your back, okay? All right, look, I'm going to be doing a second live stream here right after I end this one. I've already been going for about 13 minutes on this, and I could get into a lot more detail about things. Just know that they're at war with you. You are the one that they're at war with, the people. And what I'm going to cover next, we'll go into some of the reasons as to why, okay? It's going to be spiritual. It's going to be a religious, spiritual type discussion. It's going to follow on the last two videos that I did where I said, I'm a great advocate for women, number one. And number two, a confirmation that there are a lot of these so-called Christian preachers that are claiming that the male-female body system is evil, all right? And how horrible that is and how that indicates who and what they really are, okay? Well, I'm going to follow up on that now. So I'm going to close this live stream down, let it load up. It'll take about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, maybe a little less. And then I will be back on with this information here, if you're interested. And I think you better be. If you know anything about David Icke, if you know anything about, well, I don't want to mention any other names. I have not been in that realm of, well, we'll just cover it when I, pardon me, we'll just cover it when I get back. So I'll see you in just a few minutes, okay? Out here for now.